Come on in here, everybody. I know I'm late. I apologize, but I got a last minute phone call from somebody I haven't talked to in months and months and months, and we just had to catch up just a little bit. Anyway, come on in here. Come on in here. Should I play a song to get us started? Let's see. I don't know what I want to play. Let's do I'm Flying. Come on in. Let me get the chat up.
Well, my sink is shining, but I'm not whining, I'm flying. I'm just a baby stepping and I'm not obsessing, I'm flying. I got my list of things to do, and I'm ready for action in my lace-up shoes. But I'm no marvel, I'm just working smarter, I'm flying. Well, these piles of clutter could be blessing others, so I'm flying. And while I'm flinging, you can hear me singing, I'm flying. I help my friends and family, but with routines in place, I still have time for me. I can get things done while
no snow here.
Fun,
that's a backdrop.
I have no wings to sing the blues. Do you know the system? Have you heard the news? You can start today. I found a better way. I'm flying. Yes, I'm flying. Do, 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 do.
Well, welcome everybody. We promised we'd talk about cookies this afternoon. I know when Justin was a baby, he loved a cookie monster, the blue cookie monster. Cookies! He just loves it. Now that's been 49 years ago, just so you know. But put nothing better than a warm cookie in your hot little hand and excited about it. But I made cookies all the time when he was growing up. In fact, he grew up with breakfast being homemade cookies straight out of the oven. Straight out of the oven. So it's hilarious. Yes, and they ate cake too. Now I wasn't big on now. I like the days we had homemade biscuits and uh, eggs. We made bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits too. So C is for cookies. Yes, ma'am, it is. So, folks, we've got some tips for cookies. Patty's going to put a link in, and it's been in your flight plan, your flight plan, and something else. Oh, the Fly Lady Express. It's been in there. I've left it in there. There's cookie tips, and then there's my triple recipe for cookies. And if you have my book, The Chaos Cure, right there, The Chaos Cure. I don't know why that's not showing up. There's a whole section on cookies. And you can make cookies from brownie mixes and all kinds of stuff. You just have to adapt them just a little bit. Anyway, get on in here. So, those of you who have favorite cookie recipes and you've got them where you can copy and paste and put them in there, share them with everybody. Y'all just start sharing your favorite cookie recipes. My favorite cookie recipe is on the bag of Nestle's chocolate chips. And it's just a simple recipe. It's got half sugar and half brown sugar, and that's the cookie I've always made. And I, instead of using plain flour, I use self-rising flour, so I don't have to do any of those other things, baking soda or baking powders or whatever. And then my favorite tip for cooking anytime you go into the kitchen is start with a sink full of hot soapy water. Make sure your countertops are cleared off, but this sink full of hot soapy water is going to pre-wash everything before it goes in the dishwasher. And it just makes everything so smooth for cleanup, because a lot of times we don't want to get in our kitchen and mess up our kitchen because it's clean. But starting with a clean kitchen is just wonderful. Now, we have a whole section on our website about cookies. I mean, we've got hundreds of cookie recipes that people have sent in, but I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you. Let me find it. We got in the feather dusters. They came in a day before they said we would have them. They shipped them out from Atlanta this morning, and we got them early afternoon. And straight out of the package, y'all. Let me go back here. I'm gonna flip this away, and you can see Justin twirl it just a little. That's what they look like straight out of the package, not poofed or anything. They don't have a purple feather in them, but they're the premium feathers, and we absolutely love them. And then we didn't even have to hold any orders because we put them on sale on Thanksgiving. We put them in the fly shop, and we have to fill all the orders that were before that, and we're shipping them out right now, ready to go. So we'll be totally caught up. We're already totally caught up. This is great. Now, I used to make my chocolate chip cookies in I think it was a 9x9 pan, but you could do it in a 13x9 pan and turn them into bar cookies. Well, the problem was they didn't have any purple feathers. And we get our feather dusters from the Middle East, y'all. And everything's hot there right now. And when they said they could send some to us, we placed an order right away. They got a plane out, and they got bombed the next day. I don't know if the feather duster people got bombed, but there was bombs that went off in Lebanon. And we just took a chance. We just took a chance on, and I know God was behind it. I know he was, because I just said to Justin, son, I think God's with us on this, and let's just order it, get them here, and let's do it. Now, people are asking questions on how do you keep chocolate chip cookies soft. Sometimes you can put them in a cake carrier or whatever and lay some bread in there. But I always The secret for me with chocolate chip cookies is not to overcook them. I usually undercook mine by a minute. Patty says, eat them fast. Yeah. Celebrate 38 years. Well, we're celebrating 27. And I'm thankful. I am thankful. We want to go eat German food, but we don't know. We just never know. Uh, I buy brown sugar by a 6 pound package. Robert said, "Why did you buy that much brown sugar?" And I said, "Because we go through it, and because especially during cookie time." But making the cookies, you can't cook the cookies the day you make them. That's just one of the rules. You can't do that. I like to put them into logs like you would. Now you don't buy cookies like that at the grocery store, but you could buy, look like a sausage log, and you would cut the cookies up and divide them into 4 parts and then put those on the cookie sheet. I still do my cookies like that. I wrap them up in saran wrap and form a log out of them and put them in the refrigerator. I put them in a Ziploc bag, and then that way the dough gets firm. They don't spread out on you. And you can bake up. You could take a slice out of each one of them, and you're going to have a dozen cookies, assorted cookies. Because when I make my triple pack, I triple the recipe, and then I add in oatmeal, and I add in chocolate chips, or add in M&Ms, or a bunch of chopped pecans. I get 3 different types of cookies. Nobody's posting any cookie recipes. But cookies are not just, getting in the kitchen. Sometimes somebody does chocolate covered pretzels. How fun is that? And you can crunch up some candy canes and roll them in some candy canes. So, y'all, we can have some fun in the kitchen if our kitchens are clean. So I want you today, it's anti-procrastination day. I want you to get your kitchen looking good. Well, you might not have to bake cookies. Now, there are some cookies that are no bake cookies. And I know Rebecca's husband, Tanner, he loves these things that have oatmeal in them and chocolate, and you stir them up. And I don't even know what the name of them, the name is. So, and I've made some rum balls. Maybe you don't want to make cookies. You make sausage balls and freeze them. Sausage balls and Bisquick or some other kind of biscuit package. Somebody I saw made sausage balls with like a Hooters biscuit mix or something. I don't have a clue what it is. But what is Robert's favorite cookie? I think he likes his little old lady cookies best. It's an oatmeal based cookie. He's been playing with some chocolate cookies, and he didn't get enough chocolate in it, and he made another batch. And guess who eats them? He doesn't eat them because he doesn't think they're worth the calories. But I'll grab one here, there, and yonder. He says that's what they're for. They're called no-bake cookies. I wish I had the recipe for them. No-bake cookies. There are cookies for people that don't know how to bake. Or you can take the chocolate and little bits of pretzels and nuts and different things, and I think there's something called straw. I don't know. But shortbread cookies are just butter and flour, a teaspoon of ground. You can make any cookie look good. Gingerbread cookies, that dough, I like to do it in and make one big batch of it and put it into the logs, and then you can take one slice about an inch thick and let each child roll out that one little piece. And then they can use the cookie cutters, and you have green sprinkles and browns, all kinds of different color, red sprinkles, gold sprinkles, or you have the stuff to make them into gingerbread men. Christmas cut butter cookies. Wow. Susan, that looks wonderful. Ginger snaps. Oh my. I like the gingerbread cookies are sort of they're brown and they're like ginger snaps to me. I'm looking at your recipes that you're posting. But having an assortment of cookies ready to go in the freezer, you just have to heat the oven up, slice, and bake. Red Lobster biscuit mix is a good for sausage. That's it, Gail. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It wasn't Hooters. It was Hooters stuff to go on chicken wings. But this was Red Lobster biscuit mix. I guess it's got Old Bay in it. I don't know. But Old Bay makes everything better. But decorating cookies, having fun with them. Maybe you can get a squeeze tube of just that icing that would outline things. And just have an afternoon with grandkids making cookies. You already got the dough made. There's no mess. It's just having fun and making memories. Maybe y'all could plan on that for Saturday. But bar cookies and oatmeal cookies. Oh, oatmeal raisin cookies are some of my favorite because they can pretend to be healthy. I had a friend that lost 100 pounds with oatmeal cookies. That was her treat. A small barn. Our church cookie exchange is soon. Too. I can't wait. I look forward to it every year. Well, you just have to practice. That's what Robert does. He practices making his cookies. I mean, many years ago when I started decluttering, I threw away his blue cookie cookbook that he had taken notes in for 20 years. And we've been married 27 years. And he'd been keeping notes in this cookbook. And I was going to take it off. And it's sitting in my truck. I'd taken done like I said. Took the box straight out to the truck. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm decluttering cookbooks." And he said, "Where's my blue cookbook?" And I said, "It's in the truck." And I went and rescued it for him. I've never touched that cookbook again. Never touched it again. So he loves that cookbook. And he has made cookies out of that cookbook every Christmas. Every Christmas. So maybe you make candy. I saw somebody making peanut brittle yesterday. And today I saw somebody making date. They bought some dates and they took the seed out and they put a piece of cheese in it, or they melted something in it. I don't know what they melted it, and they sprinkled almonds on top. If we'd made the cookie dough in October, it would have needed to have gone in the freezer. Right now, it might not need to go in the freezer, but you could freeze it, and then you just stick it in the refrigerator and let it thaw up. I'm not big on peanut butter cookies, but I do like there's a peanut butter ball that's made with peanut butter and powdered sugar, and you roll it up into balls, and then you dip it in chocolate. I love those. Now, Robert has made cookies and he didn't think they were fitting for anything, and he made his little old lady cookies and they spread out on him, and he rolled them up in a ball and they were still good. Michelle and I really loved them. Chocolate balls are my favorite. Yeah, peanut butter chocolate balls. So you don't really have to bake to be able to put together some Buckeyes. That's what they're called, Judy. Thanks. That's what they're called. So they're pretty good. And I was talking about the cookies that have the powdered sugar on them. Somebody called them wedding cookies yesterday. I just know they're meltaways. They melt in your mouth. Now I have taken a chocolate cookie and done little balls out of them and rolled them in the powdered sugar and then bake them, and they become chocolate crinkle cookies. My sister-in-law makes biscotti every year, and it's made for dipping in your tea. You really can't eat it because it's twice baked and dried out the way it's supposed to be. And I know Jack used to make at Christmas time, he would just bake lots of cookies. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do it this year. He did have a good doctor's appointment yesterday, so we're real happy. So, we have a whole section on our website of cookie recipes, whole section. And then we have in the Chaos Cure book, there's a section on taking just box mixes, cake mixes, and different things and turning it into cookies. But you don't have to bake to make something little and put it in your hand and let the kids have fun with it. And another favorite thing of mine to have is parchment paper. And I get the size that are already pre-cut that go on my cookie sheet. And I have and and once they get through cooking, I take them out of the oven and slide it right on to my rack for cooling the cookies. Here's a no-bake cookie recipe. 2 cups of sugar, 4 tablespoons of cocoa, 1 stick of butter, a half a cup of milk, 1/2 teaspoon, let's see, 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. It's going by so fast. 4 ingredients. Bring to boil. You just have to boil it. Pour oats in, peanut butter, and nuts, and stir it together. I bet you put that out on wax paper. Making homemade vanilla. You can buy the stuff on Amazon. You can buy a package of vanilla beans. I gave them as a gift one year. So, folks, don't say I don't bake cookies because you can bake something. You can cook up something. Uh, Justin's granny Elizabeth used to make something called date loaf, and she would cut it into little pieces. I helped her make it one year, but you got to get you got to get the sugar to a certain crack stage or whatever. Y'all just got to have some fun, but make sure your kitchen's clean. Make sure your dishwasher is empty. Make sure you have a sink full of hot soapy water. Get your mixer all cleaned up and ready to go. I love my stand mixer, but if you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a hand mixer. Robert never uses a mixer. He just stirs things up with his hands and does small batches. Preacher cookies, that's cute. You made them fast when you heard the preacher was coming. That's a good idea. Ta-ta fudge. We made magic fudge, and it was a can of Eagle brand milk and chocolate chips in the microwave. But our neighbors made us last year for Valentine's Day. They made us Nestle's. No, it's what are they called? Rice Krispie treats in the shape of hearts. They made us Valentines in the shape of a heart. These kids are so sweet. They're homeschooled kids. I've heard of that fudge too, Catherine says. Yep. Or anyway, Julie says. But it's good fudge. It's good, but it's rich. When you make something with Eagle brand milk, it's rich. And I used to make these bars that had 5 ingredients. And I would take a 13 by 9 pan and you take a cake mix. I would use a yellow cake mix, or you could use a white cake mix, and you put a stick of butter and 1 egg in the cake mix, and you stir it up, and you've got putty. It's just a thick dough, and you grease the bottom of the pan and pat this in. Pat the dough in from the cake mix, and then you take a package of confectioner's sugar, that's powdered sugar, and 5 eggs, and a softened package of cream cheese. And you pour that over the top, and you bake it at 350. And you've got the most beautiful custard bars you have ever seen. And they're just they taste wonderful. I haven't made them in a long time, but I might have to make some of those. Anyway, Patty says we have to rename the fudge, not magic fudge. I agree. Let's just ta-da fudge. I mean, you only cook it a little while. I bet you can find a recipe for it on YouTube. But these are custard bars, and they're just wonderful. And you could turn them Christmassy if you wanted to. You can put some vanilla flavoring in, or you could put some peppermint flavoring in them. What's it called then, Julie? What's it called? Anyway, you can name anything you want to. If I can change the name of eggs to angeled eggs, you can change the name. I like the name Ta-ta Fudge. I've tried making fudge the old way, and I never could do that. But I can make that kind of fudge. I I I listen to Julie. I watch Julie's posts during the marathons every week, and she keeps things moving. It's okay. Fast fudge. Fast and furious fudge. And you named it, Julie. You named it. A bag of chocolate chips, Eagle brand milk. That's all you need. And the difference between Eagle brand milk and evaporated milk is sugar. Divinity cookies. Wow. I helped Justin's Granny Elizabeth make divinity one time, and it was too humid out and it didn't work. I never tried it on my own. But a big old pecan in the middle, those she would make some of the most amazing candy. Y'all are just having fun, I'm telling you. Well, folks, we'll put this in the Christmas section. But always start with that sink full of hot soapy water, empty dishwasher, and put things in the dishwasher, put things in the sink as you use it up, and no knives in the sink. I don't want you to get cut. We have sharp knives around here, really sharp knives. You can have Robert's been, it says it's been so cold out today, he just hasn't been up to doing much outside. Meringue cookies. Yep, they're tricky. Anyway, folks, y'all have a good rest of the day and bake up a memory or stir up a memory. But when your kitchen is clean, it's so easy to get in there and do something fun. Even, I mean, one of the things we like to make um, for New Year's is that trash where you take live cereal or Chex Mix and put some pretzels and some nuts and yeah, for football games and things. Just put up, make some trash with some soy sauce and uh, which I can never say it anymore after that guy said, "Wash your sister's sauce." He's so funny, but whoosh, I can't even say it. Y'all keep Amanda Grace's little dog Toby in your prayers. He used to be paralyzed and a miracle happened and now he's got kidney stones in his bladder and they having to do surgery today. And he's an old dog, so keep Toby in your prayers. She asked for prayers today and a special announcement. Worcestershire sauce. I'm just gonna say wash your sister. Anyway, folks, y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Stir up some memories. Roll out some dough. Have some fun. I know Patera the other day made monkey toes. I finally figured out what it was. It's monkey bread, and she would take rolled dough, and you can buy it at the grocery store frozen, and cut it into pieces, and get a bag of 24. That's what we did for Thanksgiving, and cut it into pieces. Roll it in butter, and roll it in brown sugar and nuts, and put it in a bundt pan and let it rise. And or you can do it with biscuits. You can do it with lots of things, and make up some monkey bread. Monkey bread. Now my daughter-in-law doesn't like nuts and things, so I make her monkey bread. It's like cinnamon bread. This guy says that. I think he coined the phrase because he couldn't say Worcestershire. Thanks for putting it in there so I could figure out how to say it. So y'all have some fun in your kitchen. That's what kitchens are for. Kitchens are the heart of the home. And when you start cooking with empty countertops, a sink full of hot soapy water, You're going to love it. Anyway, folks, I love you all. Those frozen bread rolls are awesome. Breakfast pizza, yep. But it's real easy to whip up some dough. I've got a recipe on how to make roll dough. And it's adapted from, I think, Whippoorwill Holler. And it's best rolls, but you can take that roll dough and turn it into monkey bread. Or cinnamon rolls. That's a gift I give every year. I make up a big old batch of cinnamon rolls. And you just roll the dough out and put some butter on it and some cinnamon and sugar mixed up together and spread it out and then roll it up, pinch the sides together, and then my secret is dental floss, not just plain dental floss, and you use that to cut the sections. Put them in a pan, and it's all good. Now, I've made monkey bread, turned it into pizza bread. You take the dough and you stick a little mozzarella cheese piece in the middle of it, roll it up, roll it in butter and Parmesan, and put it in the bundt pan. And then you take that and dip it in marinara sauce, and you got pizza bites. Now, you could season it up really good with some garlics and some different things. You could put pepperonis inside the pizza dough with the cheese. You could have fun. The dough's already made, and you just start playing with it. Okay. I'll see you later. This is taking a long time. I was late, though. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you after a while. Tomorrow's question and answer day. We've missed 2 weeks. This is our second week. I'll see you later. Love you all. Bye.